line. Check the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come at last. We are here at Fontana, California's Auto Club Speedway. We are about to bear witness to the drivers of the Champion Power Equipment Fast and Fun Cup Series as they are now about to present the top 4 Championship 4 race season championship stake on the line here and now on PTM Racing TV. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader, and joining me now right at this moment, we are talking with your Champion Power Equipment season champion from last season. He is one of the Championship 4. This is, of course, Eli the Wild Child here on us now. And Eli, right now, as we get prepared to go for this race here today at Auto Club, I got to get your thoughts on how you feel going into this one, man.
Oh, too bad. Felt a little better last season, but I think we got a pretty solid setup. So if we can keep it clean tonight, I think we'll be all right.
Now you are running down here at the track here that, you know, last season or a couple seasons ago gave you and a few of the heavy hitters some fits and a little bit of a headache or two, but the same kind of did that to you at Kansas on the long run for where you had to take down James Harris. What do you do to try tonight to try to keep that up as well, what you did at Kansas last season?
Hopefully we have some long runs. I feel like we got a really strong long run setup car, so I think the short runs they might get us, but I think long runs we should be able to maintain and save tire enough to be able to get them.
For sure there. Well, Eli, this is going to be a long road to victory. It is a 2-mile long length, wide open range, but we know the Champion Power Equipment number 9 is looking sleek and is proud, and I know you got a couple loved ones still riding with you tonight, brother, so best of luck out here.
Appreciate it. Want to throw out a shout out to Champion for being on the car all year long, putting on the league. Jess for putting up with 21 weeks of this monstrosity on Tuesday nights. We got Hannah and Cash riding with us tonight, so hopefully they'll bring us some good luck. And we also added the MAD to our car tonight, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, so hopefully we can bring it home for them all tonight.
Absolutely. All right, Eli. We'll let you get settled down here and get ready to go. Thank you for your time. Best of luck in qualifying and the race itself.
Appreciate it.
Eli the Wild Child, ladies and gentlemen, one of the Championship 4, as we now bring in another one of the Championship 4. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brian Lorenzo to the show here. And Brian, just a couple of seasons ago, we were watching you on the Truck Series going at it and battling up with some of these top guys you're facing against tonight. And now, look at you. You are going for a Cup Series Championship. What is the draw to get this one into victory lane and do what many drivers look to do, and that's claim both of the season championships from the individual series of the Fast and Fun?
To me, it's just going to be being consistent all night, not making too many mistakes, especially with like getting into the wall. Damage will kill you. So my goal is just to be consistent and not hit the wall and really run up with those guys.
For sure there. Now, I got to ask you this, my friend. This is a long run track, long road to victory lane kind of track here. How difficult is it for you to kind of try to get mastered up here with these 2-mile long tracks here? Because this is more of a wide open range, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because of the track being way bigger than like a normal 1.5 miles. It's a lot easier to drive, but at the end of the day, dirty air is going to play in, tires are going to play in. After like 5 laps, you're going to see those long run guys already start to kill those guys that burn their tires, and that's really what's going to determine who wins this race tonight and whoever wins the championship.
For sure there. All right, well, Lorenzo, any final thoughts to give to the fans and viewers out here before you head on out for this one?
Thank you guys for watching, and thank you PTM for streaming this.
For sure there. Lorenzo, best wishes and luck from us here at the show.
Thank you, man.
3Y Motorsports is blind. Lorenzo, he may be one of the championship for it, but he's not the only one. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome runner-up last season, looking to make it his season. It's now time to listen in with the Murata, James Harris. And James, tonight, this is a wild and stacked field, obviously, but at the same time, you're going up against another stacked lineup of drivers that you tried to take down last season. What has changed this season that can maybe give you the advantage here, sir?
I think one of the biggest things that's changed is having a team. You know, having a team to bounce ideas off of, practice with, and learn from each other. You know, we don't have any wins this season. I think that's largely in part to all the pros that have raced, and that's another thing I've learned a lot from those guys as well. But, you know, this Final Four is going to be tough. I do have a teammate in here with me, so we got a 50-50 chance for one of us to win the championship. So we're going to work hard together and race hard and see what we got here at the end, man.
So before we go ahead and bring our Final Four driver in that we haven't heard from yet, I have to ask you, we just talked with Lorenzo, and you know he talked about how the track is and how the dimensions is versus the normal mile and a half. I'll ask you this though, you guys were running at Kansas last time, and even Auto Club was kind of a bit of a long run track for the fuel line. Do you try to go towards the short run, or do you go towards that big run here to try to stay with the field and actually outpace the field?
We are built for the long run. This setup is really consistent. It's a little loose to start with, but it's really consistent on the long run, and you can go 35 laps on fuel. So if we can, Lord willing, get some long green flag runs in tonight, I think we're going to be pretty hard to beat.
Hey, final thoughts before we get you in there tonight?
Yeah, man, before we get in here, in case I don't get a post-race interview, I'm going to go ahead and thank Green Mountain Grills, Blackstone Management with Kevin Kersher and Champion. They've been great over the last few seasons, and without them, none of this is possible. And I'm just here to have some fun and do some racing, man.
All right. Well, nevertheless, you've got your hands full, and you've got a lot to go through tonight. We'll let you get down and settle in with 3Y Motorsports. Best of luck, sir.
Hey, man. Full send.
Till then, indeed, James the Marauder Harris and and Brian Lorenzo on their own team, Eli the Wild Childs, and this man from Oval Sim Performance, Greg Zanefield and Janzik, are all on their own tonight. And with a stacked lineup about ready to go racing down here at Auto Club, this man knows a thing or two about winning a championship. So Janzik, as I welcome you in here as a Final Four driver and getting ready for qualifying, what is it going to take for you and your team to be able to not only take home the season title, but for you to also claim another championship that you can add to your resume here on the show?
It's going to take a lot of dedication to a particular type of race, which is something that I will be the first to tell you I have struggled with before, to committing to a race type instead of just racing the competitors around you. But this track is very, very beastly in very many ways, and you don't want to mistake it as an easy track. So you gotta put in that preparation. You gotta understand exactly what your setup is going to do at what point, and exactly how the competition is going to act in the race as well. So I think that us and the OSP guys have done a really good job of that this week, and our setup is amazing. Kudos to Nick Ottinger for that. I hope I can be thanking him as part of my championship speech afterward. But yeah, we're about to get ready to go put down hopefully a smoking qualifying lap. I intentionally wasn't showing my whole hand there in practice. So yeah, it should be fun.
Final thoughts before you enter into this 2-mile-long embankment war zone?
Just thankful for this group of guys and thankful for the opportunity that I have to be here and all the work that we've done this season to get to this point.
All right, Janzik, we'll let you get down there and get with your Oval Sim Performance crew. We've got ourselves 3 teams on the line, folks. Team Dump and Run, 3Y Motorsports, and this man, Greg Janzik, and his Oval Sim Performance crew trying to lead the pack. Janzik, best of luck, sir.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
The number 40 driver will look to try to do the unthinkable and race fans while these drivers get into their qualifying spots and in their positions. We're going to cut the stream real quick for just a minute. We will be back with you in just a brief second. Stay tuned. It's time for Auto Club Speedway here on PTM Racing TV.
line. Take the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
Alright, race fans, final preparations complete and done. Now the time has come. It is time to bring Auto Club Speedway to life. It is time to go under the lights, under the night skies, and the mountain views of Fontana, California. Let the skies darken. Let the track illuminate over the fields and through the skies. It's time to go racing. Champion Power Equipment Fast and Fun Cup Series Season Championship on the line. It's time to see the four drivers, Lorenzo, Janzik, Harris, and Childs ballot it out for this one. And we're going to see it all pass down right here and now on PTM Racing TV in just a brief minute. But first, take a look at your qualifying lineup to start this one off. Drake Janzik in the 40, Boyd Hogg in the 83, Brad Patton in the 10, and then Robert Lawrence in the 34. Third row will be Richard Fornshell in the 90, and then Christopher M. Hill in that 3. Row 4 sees Brian Lorenzo. The 77 is outside Kyle Hull in the 42. Row number 5 is Triple Trey came to play Whitehead, and that 33 is outside Christian Wilcox, the 53. Row 6, Eli the Wildchilds in the 9, and then George Young in the 48. Row number 7, that's going to be Brock Whitehead in the 82 is outside Garth Snyder in the 88. Row 8 sees the final of our 4, James Marauder Harris in the 4 is outside Charles Whitehead in the 51. Row 9 sees the Man Beast William Mann Jr. 29 is outside Jason Taylor the 15. Row number 10 that'll be Sheldon Pearson in the 8 is outside Kevin Kersher in the 91. Row 11 Tyler Meeks the 35 is outside Caleb Forsythe the 75. Row number 12 Stephen Gibson in the 21 is outside John Thacker in the 56. Final starter Steve Clegg in the 22 and the 44 Matthew Johnston. Race fans, they call from all walks. They come from all lives. And the time has risen. Let the show commence here at Fontana. have waited for this moment. They have waited for the time. This is the place on PTM Racing TV. The Final Four go for a championship. Everyone else is going for a race win. Here we go. Fire them down off the first set of corners here. They're going to have to watch one thing tonight, the drafting and as well as the overall turning of the course. This track can get a little bit squirrely here on the beginning of this track. The heat from the California sun can really beat down in this place and really make things a lot harder out here to race. Consistency and control will be the name of the game. Middle, outside, and bottom lane all work quite well here, so really anybody has a good shot at taking a good run off and a good line out here, as long as they can hit their momentum just right. On board here right now with George Young as we go on board here with him as he holds his line down, trying to fire them on by. 70 laps to the distance here, that is going to be a lot of laps to have to try to hammer down with, try to keep in play and keep under control, considering how difficult it is for these drivers just to work around this place. Jess Ruggerberg comes on board. You heard Eli say earlier tonight, he's got Hannah and Cash with him. They're definitely watching, I believe they're in that back seat and in the passenger seat with him tonight. Papa B saying let's go Junior as well. The boys in blue getting some love out here. And Janzik tonight, he told me earlier and actually had it on our Twitter page, he posted point blank, Kyle Larson won the season championship in this ride, and now it's time to see if I can win me a championship in this ride. But to do so, he's going to also have to worry about the ever-looming threat of what Boyd Hagen has in store. Hagen is undefeated right now. He has 3 champ race wins in a row. He is undefeated on any of the tracks we've seen, on any of the broadcasts we've been a part of. So far that he has been in with the show, the Blackstone Management E3 has just been lights out. There may not be a lot of ways to take him down. There may not be a lot of ways to outclass him. They're going to have to figure out how to long-term run this thing to get him out of there. Because I think tonight his speed is just too much for any of these drivers to try to beat. Christopher M. Hill there in the 3, also kind of playing in there with the AC Outlands machine. Looks like he's going to pull the 99 out tonight instead of the 3. Meanwhile, behind him, a championship battle is raging in War Zone. And the Mullet Man may not be in that hunt this season, but right now he's in a hot pursuit in the Truck Series. But tonight, they are, of course, on the Anaco Speedway side of things of the Fast and Fun Cup Series, as Alonso tries to hold down the line there with Janzik in front. Janzik had his hands all there for a little bit as the 3Y Motorsports crew now leads in. Watch out for a Marauder. He is pounding the throttle. He's hammering down. You heard them say earlier, we want to get a long green flag run in. We're hoping that's what will happen. But again, that's going to be one thing they're going to have to be cautious of. If they do get the long green flag run, will they be able to make it stick and make it work from start to finish? There is so many elements that can get all sorts of crazy and all sorts of troublesome if they're not careful here. Timing is everything, drafting is everything, and really I would say more than anything, Lorenzo and Harris, I believe these two drivers actually have the advantage today. Because the thing is, they are teammates. They run with 3Y Motorsports, so they can help each other in case of a dire strain. Now I'm going to tell you right now, if it all comes to the wire, they will not hesitate to pull the trigger on both of them. But for now, anyway, you can see they are trying to at least get lined up into somewhat of a position. You can see Lorenzo trying to jam it down in there on the number 40 of Janzik as the Mullet Man goes up topside, trying to stay out of the way here and get out of troublesome territory. Harris looking on as he sees his teammate dealing with the 34, the Blaster Master Machine, continuing to hold his line up there while Lorenzo tries to keep his Oceanside cabinets. 77 out of trouble, but you can see just that little bobble there. He can't get the runoff to get to Janzik, and that's given all sorts of problems to him and Harris. I think more than anything, Lawrence might have cut a deal with the devil and might actually be trying to help out a little bit with Janzik's run here. Because the thing is, Janzik and Lawrence are also hard teammates here. They are Oval Sim Performance guys, so right now, this could actually be a little bit of a stronghold workaround, so teams are definitely going to be a bit of a factor here. But there is one downside though, and that's the question of where does the Wild Child play into this? Where does Eli come through in this field? Right now, anyway, it looks like he's currently trying to just lay off the throttle, trying to lay back here. I'm sensing a bit of a strategy run here from him. I'm sensing he's trying to do a little bit more of a fuel run, judging by the fact that he's not really hitting his corners up so hard. He's being a little bit more conservative in the turns, kind of staying away out of trouble. This could honestly be a bit of a this honestly could be a strategy run. If he's going full long-term run and all that, I will give him credit where credit's due, but that's going to definitely be a bit of a handful to try to make it work down there today. We're just about 1/7 the way there already, and these drivers still keeping it clean, keeping it real with each other. It seems to me like when they get on these 2-mile-long tracks, they either have two things happen. One, it's either a pretty clean, solid race, or two, it's a bit of a barn burner shootout. Everybody gets into a bit of a scrap shoot down there. Tracy O coming on board tonight saying good luck to those in the championship and go Kyle number 12. Well, we thought we saw your comment down in the comment section here, ma'am, so we thought we'd bring in the Kyle Holden camp to see the Speed Demon shop, setup shop. 12 Toyota Camry kind of working his way around the track and firing out for these boys. Garth Snyder in the number 88 trying to hold down the field on the firing back here at Tyler Meeks in the number 35 as the Carrillo Ford Mustang. He's had a bit of an off and on kind of season. He's had highs, he's had lows, and then he's been kind of in that rough shot place to go 3-wide saloon just for a brief minute here. Everybody doing their own thing, just kind of staying out of trouble right now up in the back end. Meanwhile, the Blackstone Management Racing Team, well, I mean, if you ask me, I think it was kind of fitting these two guys were just going to be at each other's throats all day. Christopher M. Hill and Boyd Hagen right now are battling for the race lead. Neither driver giving an inch. And I think that's really kind of what they want as much as the Championship 4 wants to see. Harris finally getting around the mullet man here, and look at the Green Mountain Grills number 4 trying to take over the championship spot. This pass right here could seal the championship away, or will it? Because Jantic fires hard on the outside. I can tell you, Jantic is keeping a very close tab and a close eye on that 4 and his teammate in the 34, as well as the 77 of Harris's teammate. Now it's Lorenzo's turn to shoot at the count. Looking to shoot for the skies, look for the moon, go for it all and bring it soon. Giving it everything he's got right now. He is pushing and shoving there right up against with Mr. Jam himself. Lorenzo going to tonight, he really had nothing to prove besides just gaining what it felt like to him could be a solid career-making championship season and performance yet again for Janzik. He's already done this before. He just wants to add on to his resume and add on to his list of victories. While the Marauder, James Harris, this really, in my opinion, tonight, he is the guy that is going to be really personable about this one. This season has been a long stretch and a long shot to even get into the championship hunt because of the disasters that struck him very early in the season and having to go and undergo surgery throughout. It's amazing he even made it this far to begin with, but tonight he is here and he is fighting for everything he's got. He's the only one of the 4 drivers, well, he's one of the 2 drivers that has never won a season championship and cup. He has a Truck Series championship, I should correct myself there. So him and Lorenzo both have that, so they're both going for that in this case. But for Harris, in my opinion, this one just means a little bit more because last season he came up oh so short. And really it all boiled down to the last 5 laps and the pass that Childs made on him to take that one home. Triple Trey, he came to play Whitehead right now, bringing out the Shirt Garage, number 33, Buffalo Springs Barbecue Company. Looking to hammer down and keep some momentum up in play and up in the field at Grange here. That's Sheldon Pierce in the 8, and it's good to see him back out here as well with that Peeman Sons machine. He's had a career-making season as well. Definitely some good positions and good finishes. Came up short a few times here. Got it. Came close to the podium a couple times, but just could not get it. As the field has a little bit of a problem down there. Charles Whitehead has come to a bit of a stop here on the back straightaway, so that long run will be shortened down a little bit. Lorenzo and Jantic kind of stopped on their end here as Charles tries to somehow get that thing straightened out. We'll take a look at the PTM instant replay now and see what happened here exactly. 4 wide salute at Auto Club. That's nothing new. Well, what happened here came off of turn number 2 there, and looks like Charles. Whoa! I'm not even sure if he lost power in the steering or he lost complete control of that car. All I know is he went straight into the man beast, and he went into straight ahead with the 12 of Kyle Holden. That's a bit of a rough shot there. I don't know what the heck happened. We'll take a look at the PTM instant replay one more time from another angle here. I mean, right here, man, it looked like he just kind of drove it hard off, and I'm not really sure if he kind of overcorrected himself and didn't realize what the 12 was or what was up there, but the M&M's 51, just like the M&M's left Kyle Busch there earlier this season when we found out. Well, unfortunately, I think they've kind of left the car as well, because I think you might have a few of them scattered all over the track. Pit stops being made right now. That will give us time to go talk with some drivers here. We'll talk with the field of drivers now, as most of your, well, actually all of your championship drivers will go into pit road. Let's listen in though with some of our boys here. Let's take it down, Team Dump and Run, and Sheldon Pearson representing the 8 tonight here. So Sheldon, great to have you back on board here, sir. And man, it's been definitely a long road and a long season for you and your crew, but I know this race probably means a little bit more to you because you're trying to go for that long distance run. What do you say to that?
Well, hopefully we can get some long runs here. I think if we can get some long runs, that top side's really going to work. So, tires go away quick. Got to just make it work, man.
For sure there. Is anything really you got to say to sponsors, friends, and family out there before you head on back?
Yeah, we give a shout out to Champion Power Equipment and GMG.
For sure.
And you for broadcasting, man.
As always. Thank you, Sheldon. I appreciate it, man.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Sheldon Pearson, ladies and gentlemen. Field work their way on right now. Let's listen in with the mullet man, Robert Lawrence, here as he holds the torch up right now for Oval Sim Performance. Let's listen in with him here as Robert. Last night we told you at the action there down at Richmond, Virginia's Richmond Raceway. Had to take a bit of a travel down here and a detour here to Fontana, though, I would say, and looked like kind of that speed you carried from Richmond's crossing over tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, I sure hope so. I got here really late, so I'm really tired. So we'll see if we can cause a ruckus for this championship.
Well, that explains why your eyes look a little bit dimmer and a little bit more faded off than usual.
Oh, yeah. But we're here. Glad we're here.
You are here indeed, so I gotta ask you this. I know you got some teammates out there trying to race this one for a championship, but for you, what is your kind of situation you're looking towards today?
To be honest, I'm doing everything I can to help out my teammates, make sure they get, hopefully get this championship in the bag, and also have a decent finish myself. That's my 2 goals.
Well, 2 goals, worth the while, worth a shot. Best of luck down there, Lawrence.
All right, thank you.
Blaster Masters number 34, Robert the Mullet Man Lawrence. Field stretching back on in as Brock Whitehead apparently does not live up to his CLM stature. He takes out the cone there off of turn number 2. I guess he thought it was such in a wide open range. He thought it was a perfect time to take it out, I guess. Whatever floats his boat, I'll say. So right now, race fans, as I'm recording this to you live here on the time in January of 2022, I will say right now that we are in for a bit of a treat here, because tomorrow night we are going to be back with super late models here, as we're going to see the Misfits Racing League in action. But we also got word from the folks on Twitter, Los Angeles Coliseum at last is coming to iRacing, and it will be on eventually on this show. I promise you that much. I'll figure out a way. I always get something dialed up here, but all I can say is when the time comes, I'm ready to call that one. It should be a fun race to see and watch in real person in real time, but right now it's time to see what happens here as we continue on down to the other side of California. It's Fontana. Gets the Auto Club Speedway drivers back in rhythm and back on board. Off the top 4 championship hunt right now, Janzik, Harris are all up in there. Janzik with the Barrett with the slim margin of lead over Harris. Remember, it doesn't matter who necessarily wins this race here. That's just for bragging rights and the extra points for their season hopes, as well as just a little bit of money in their eyes. What matters tonight is to grab the ultimate crown, the season championship, which is these top 4 drivers you're seeing going at it. But those teammates down there are definitely going to be a bit of a handful and trying to work a few off around here, as Christian Wilcox and Kevin Crusher have crashed down here off turn number 4. Problems down there for the 91 Champion Power Equipment machine. And I think this is what the drivers were really worried about, was were they going to be able to get a long-term, long-distance run today. So far the answer to that is no, but here's what happened to the 91. You can see he lost it coming off turn 3, unfortunately. The car was just spinning right around, and it's not a whole lot you can do. You can see the 53 goes for a little bit of a tail whip, tail hit there. Couldn't quite get it to stabilize down, and that's going to cost a bit of time here as we take a look one more time at the replay. Remember what I said earlier about this track being a little bit slick here, and you can see that rear end, once it slides out badly. Good driving though on Kevin to at least try to get to save the car, at least and keep it in one piece, but I don't think that was necessarily what he was after here. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take it down now and talk with some more drivers here. Let's listen in from the NPR crew. George Young is back with us now live on the show here. So George, thank you for coming on board yet again here for another season, and I know this has been a bit of a rocky one, and I know probably your race hunt to win this season probably not going to happen in this case, but you still came out with a pretty solid performance though throughout, man. Were you pretty proud of that one, or you feel like you could have done better throughout?
I think I could have done better, but you know what? We got a really strong league here, really strong field. It's tough, man. So these guys are tough to beat. So you know you can't be too upset about it.
For sure there, and I know obviously when you get that win one day, it'll probably be hooping and hollering a little bit inside, wouldn't you?
Oh hell yeah, there'll be a celebration, baby. You know it.
Fair enough there. All right, George. Appreciate your time here, bud. Great to hear you on the last race for the Season 4 acts.
Thank you.
George Young, number 48, taking some time to talk with us here in the final race of the season. We'll take it down now and talk with Tyler Meeks there in the number 35 here and see his thoughts and his feelings down here. So a lot of guys right now trying to keep themselves out of trouble, trying to keep themselves in play and in chance territory. As we talk with him real quick here, Tyler, this has been pretty much as I said earlier, a bit of a hot top run, low run kind of season for you and your crew. I don't know what your thoughts are on that here in your case.
Yeah, we're kind of, I don't know, run-of-the-mill team, I reckon, for this year. Hopefully next year we can definitely come back with some more firepower with the next gens. Kind of level out the playing field where, you know, everyone's getting the same car manufactured to them.
For sure they're manufactured to them, and with that 670 horsepower package, when it gets added on, how much of a difference you think it'll be compared to this car here?
I think the 670 package would be a big deal because it's gonna make it's gonna put the car back in the driver's hands with high horsepower, low downforce. I mean, at this point, anyone can drive these cars, it seems, because they don't spin or nothing as easy. So I believe next year, if they put the 670 package, you're gonna see a lot of more half throttle, off throttle coming off the corners instead of holding it wide open.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Meeks, we do appreciate your time and maybe look into the future here for you and your 35 crew. Best of luck out in the next time around.
Yes, thank you.
Tyler Meeks, ladies and gentlemen, in the number 35. As we're about ready to get these guys back on the road, back on the show. Race fans, the Champion Power Equipment Fast and Fun Cup Series Season Championship. Brought to you in part by our good friends over at Champion Power Equipment. If you guys need the right tools for the right job, you know where to go and get them. Champion Power Equipment with the right power generators and all. As we head right back onto the field here, things getting settled up and getting down on the track side of things. Christopher M. Hill, Boyd Hagen, once again, mano a mano, the teammates just having a little fun and racing their hearts out to their desire, while their other teammate, Kevin Crusher, will have to fight himself a little bit in the back of the pack here, in the back of the rack here. He'll have some work to do to get through this field because he got kind of slipped and slidey there off turn 3 earlier. Everybody is lined up in position. They are now preparing for the restart zone. Watch for that green flag charge on back up here. As we bring the field to life and back out on the track, here we go yet again. Green flag high in the air. We saw a lot of chaos last night at Richmond Raceway with the Richmond, Virginia Great Grand Girls Fast and Fun Truck Series race. But today, it's a whole different ball game and a whole new landscape. And these cars certainly have been kind of a testament of control and stability and really finding the light, finding the right line, finding the right grip, and finding anything you can to work off of one another, work off the track. Coming down to the ends here, Janza getting a solid get up here, trying to get away from the Marauder James Harris, as well as Brian Lorenzo. Here you can see he is charging right up ahead now for the race lead. There is one problem though, trying to take on Boyd Hagen. He may actually have a little bit of a, maybe a little bit of an ace in the hole, because Boyd, we know one thing, he's bad fast, he's bad tough, and he can easily come up and charge to you as quick as you try to run him down. We'll have to see if that does happen here in this case here, as we're just still near less than a half away for this one. Still a couple laps left to go. Through the field they rank here. Jason Taylor in the 15. He had a pretty good performance last night as well. Really a pretty decent performance, I would say, overall in the Cups division. Never got that win he said he wanted to pull off, but I mean, he certainly did have a lot of great moments and a lot of great times in this track and in this building. And if memory serves me, he was one of the few drivers, well, I think it was like 2 seasons ago here at Auto Speedway, that actually they had done what I consider to be one of the craziest stunts I've ever seen done on a 2-mile-long track. Now, here you may be wondering, what the heck am I talking about? Well, I've alluded to it earlier when I was talking about the Championship 4. But some of these drivers, like the Man Beast, William Mann Jr., Sheldon Pearson in the 8, John the Attacker, Colin Meyer Thacker in the 56, Steve Clegg in the 22, like they all had a strategy and a little bit of a backup plan in case the leaders got a little bit too far ahead, a little bit too far into the range. For the most part, it was a pretty solid green flag racing season that season. And Auto Club, I believe, did not have one single caution leading up to the big move, which was everybody that was fast, like I saw Jantic Harris and Lorenzo and even Brad Patton, they all went into pit road at almost the exact same time, or within any range of each other, and with only about a certain time window left for the fuel. So they went in thinking they can just kind of use that, run the class back up, and catch everybody in the field, where there'd be a caution that would help them out. But alas, the shocker of all shocks, it was not enough time to catch the leaders. It was not enough time to get all the field. And literally, it went down to 5 drivers that you would never really see in that championship hunt all the time, all of a sudden getting into the race win hunt for that first time around. It was a spectacle. It was a sight to see, and I highly recommend you go check it out. It was something fun to call and watch from our end here on PTM Racing TV. Janzik, when he got that Elite Performance Industry Motorsports crew on hand with him, he definitely tapped up quite a bit of run and quite a bit of racing, but he still knows there is one little downside to all that, and that is, of course, having to fight off with some guys that would love to take him down a few notches and beat him out at his own game. The 4 of James Harris, for the first time tonight, takes the race lead away, and he is also going to take away the lead from the playoff championship drivers. Jennifer Valquez has now come on board. She's saying, go Lorenzo's number 77. Your boy is working the throttle. He's working the wheel. He's trying to do everything he can to knock these guys down a few pegs. The whole field in a bit of a scraffle, a little bit of a hunt here. Look at Brock Whitehead, though, being kind of a thorn here. De Lorenzo kind of blocking his line down a bit. Remember what Lawrence said earlier. Brockhead is also part of the Janny Fam crew, so he could be easily teaming up to help him out, as much as you will see probably later on from Team Dump and Run with Eli the Wild Child. Child's still playing a very, very, very interesting strategy, I will say. He's still hanging back there in the field and staying away from everybody, while the whole field ahead of him just continues to drive hard and drive for all they got. I think Childs might be honestly I think his strategy is he's thinking maybe he's not as fast as these guys, so he can't hang with them the whole run. So maybe his strategy is just to keep an eye on his tires, keep an eye on his fuel. And maybe he might have enough to actually knock these guys down a few pegs, especially if stuff like this happens. Brock Whitehead kind of crashing down. Off of turn number 2, he is in the back straightaway, and I think he has just destroyed an entire front end there. The right side completely tampered in and broke down pretty bad. That opened the door up, though, for everyone else to kind of get around him. So now Janzik got left high and dry. He's all alone from teammates-wise, but that doesn't matter to him because he's got Harris right beside him in the inside zone. Janzik has the preferred line here at Auto Club when you're making a pass. He's got the bottom line locked up. Now can Harris try to make the outside line hold up just enough to keep him away from it. It is early, but it's still anybody's race, and it's still anybody's guess who will take this one home. Lorenzo just kind of waiting in the back end patiently with Patton. You can see now Harris diving down in, deep inside, looking for a runoff on Janny fam. Whatever Janzik has in store for these drivers, he's got a good grip of it already. Gar Snyder even making a little bit of a fight in the triumphant return of the 88 Red Bull machine. Harris now back at it again to talk a little bit more about those guys in the back here in the middle of the crew. Next season, of course, it sounds like the Next Gen Cup Series cars will be being put into play and put into action, so I could make things a little bit more interesting here. And going off that too, with the Clash coming up here in just a few short weeks, as well as the Daytona 500, that kind of brings me down to my biggest point, which is what happens when we get those Next Gen Cup cars out on the track. And really, I do believe it does put it into the driver's hand because they have to work with that certain suspension in that body. It reminds me very much of the IROC series and SRX, but the biggest thing is that they have a lot more to work with when it comes to control and as well as speeds here, because they'll have to run on the big tracks, they'll have to run on the short tracks, and those road courses will definitely be a true challenge for them. And I'll make a bold prediction right now on the road course side of things. I predict that Watkins Glen will have another race, another style of finish, like we saw when Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, and all the other guys involved in that one went at it with. I believe there will be something very, very similar in that race coming up. So I believe that will be a wild season, a wild battle between them. I will say Road America will probably be a close second, and depending on how the Indy road course is this season, it may be something else. So that's just my early predictions. I wish I could do a podcast so to give you guys more thoughts on that one. Eli the Man coming on board saying let's go 29. William Mann Jr. tonight. Well, the Man Beast at the moment maybe looking for a place to run off to and fight because he's currently still dealing with that 76 of Kale Forsythe. Forsythe holding his line down, trying to keep everything on play and on board as we go on board here on the hood side of things with the Man Beast. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love this camera right here. It's just, maybe it's because I'm nostalgic and I got a little NASCAR heat in me, but I mean, I always love the look of seeing that hood cam being presented on the show and seeing it back out on the track. Producers didn't quite have time to get every single camera that we wanted to put onto the cars for the track here today, so some of them we may have to kind of skip around, but I can tell you at least on the track side, we definitely got that loaded up. We're already set to go to watch this from the start to finish, as we're just now halfway done with this race at Auto Club. What we've learned so far, Janzik has a strong long run game, but Lorenzo and Harris have each other as a teammate, and Childs right now anyway, paying very, very close attention to how far off these guys are getting and how far off he's getting here. I predict, honestly, Childs may be trying to do that extreme long-run game plan that we saw with that group of guys there that did it not too long ago, just a couple of seasons back. And it looks like Harris now looking to make the Zanny fan pay. Janzik actually lost some time up there. Coming off at turn 3 and 4, he actually drove up a little bit too quick and lost a lot of ground there. Now he'll have to try to fight it back in as Lorenzo catches right up there with him. This is a seesaw back and forth, teeter-totting all the way around track race here. between the championship 4, and yet again, Janzik just sneaks his way down on the bottom. Everyone's so dead focused, so set and online and on target just to get something to work here, and everybody else that just kind of hanging back in the field or hanging up with the drivers. And really, also, I'll say this, if you're one of the drivers that's not in the hunt, but you're still in for a points season finish as well as a team points finish, I mean, do you try to get in the way a little bit, or do you try to stay clear of these drivers when they're trying to battle it out with one another? Because, I mean, that could mean a lot of things. That could be a lot of trouble, some situations that they're going to have to be very careful of. I don't know what the right call is there, really. If it was me, I would probably just let the championship drivers go at it. I wouldn't even care at this point. Now, granted, that's just me, but I know as a driver, that's the complete opposite of what you're told to do. You're always told to go out, fight it off with the best intentions, and give it everything they got. Make everyone really question and think about what they do and what they bring to the table. Coming right around now, look at this. Looks like 3 Wide Motorsports might finally have something cooking up. Might finally be able to get this worked around. Look at the 77 and the 4 getting together. This might be it. The Oval Sim Performance crew need to get back up there and help out with their teammate here. And it looks like Childs actually now is even making some moves here. He's moved in from 24th. He's gone to 19th pretty quickly here. Janzik getting kind of shuffled back there a little bit into the 3 wide salute in the back end of the front straightaway. Remember last time we saw him at Richmond Raceway last night, he had all sorts of problems just trying to even fight the track, much less the drivers out on the track, right out on the surface itself. He told me earlier today that he did not, for one, care about that. He said he just wanted to get in and out of there and focus on the next part of his season. He knows a championship hunt over there would be nice, but this was the big one he wanted to claim. Steve Clegg right now kind of doing his ritual, doing his old strategy. We saw him perform here before. The Moxie 22 showing his little Maple Moxie out on the track. Hitting his marks, hitting his corners off right here with George Young kind of following right behind him. We'll see if Clegg has anything to give here and then some as he continues to work his field down. And meanwhile up front, you may have seen the scoreboard change a little bit. Time delta's changed up once again. It's now Lorenzo taking full advantage and full stint. He really wants to be the season champion. And this really would be kind of a coincidence. Maybe the first time ever we saw someone go back to back in 2 different seasons and 2 different series. Lorenzo and Harris, they are at odds with one another. They are at odds with each other. Harris won the championship 2 seasons ago in trucks. Looking to claim another one in due time. Lorenzo claimed one last season. These two are dead equal on their positions and their speeds and how they control the cars. I believe both of them working on a very similar setup. So depending on who can outsmart and outdrive the other, that will pretty much put that one into the driver's hands there. Brad Patton also, I have not forgot about that City Chevrolet number 10. He has been moving the chains up. He started 3rd today. He's not too far off right at the other guys. And I think at this moment he's trying to actually work around the clock and around the field, just trying to pace himself in for a little bit of a chance to really strike it big here. As Boyd Hagen, 88.3. This is what I was worried about here. When was he going to show himself around the track? Watch out for the 83. This is the full throttle assault being put on full display. And Christopher M. Hill even now in the 99 giving a little bit of a rundown, a little bit of a push and shove, kind of beast speed here. They're just so on the ragged edge on all 4 cylinders, just putting these things to good use and putting them all on the line. The last race of the season, they wanted to make it something special. They wanted to make it as big as possible. Young, Child, Sacker, Forsythe have all entered into pit road a bit early, if you ask me. Pearson and Fornshell following suit. teammates of Rusty Motorsports, though. Stephen Gibson and Kyle Holden now on the charge and on the run. Kyle Holden earlier got kind of in a bit of a bad spot when he came off of turn number 2 earlier and got tagged in by the Charles Whitehead camp. As the field now tries to just deal with the ever-living threat in position here, the 83, Boyd Hawkins, yet again laying it in as he goes into pit road with Christopher M. Hill. Looks like he'll try to stabilize this one down a little bit. Long runs, short runs being put into full effect, being put on full display. Brock had said, well, I had a chance to win the race, maybe. Well, Brock, I mean, at the end of the day, man, you still do have that one race win you got way back when. That's more than I got, to be honest with you. But it was good to have you back on board this season here, sir. If you want to chit chat real quick with me, actually, you can. I can bring you in if you want. Brad Patton putting it down. Tyler Meek's going to put it down as well. So Lorenzo Harris, Jantic, the only 3 runners here that are in the championship hunt currently are the guys that are hanging in there in the back of the outhouse. Well, he's going to join us in now real quick, folks. He said he wanted to talk with us. Well, we'll give him a chance to speak his words. So, Brockhead, I know this was definitely not the race you were looking for and definitely not the kind of battle you were aiming for, but is the car at least okay in one piece?
Yeah, I took a fast repair, but whenever I pulled in the pit, I didn't have it checked, so I had to sit there for 8 minutes. And then I forgot to uncheck tires, so I took those and then pulled forward and backed in to take the fasty. So I'm just going to ride it out and cheer Craig on and hope for the best for him. Hopefully he can get it done.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, I know it's been a bit of a kind of a wild season for you and your crew, and definitely it's been fun to have you on board this entire run. So thank you for your time here, Brock, and best wishes of luck as we get you into the new season here, sir.
Yep, thank you.
Brock Whitehead in the 82 right now, just kind of tempoing his way around the track, kind of taking everything in stride here. As looks like I might be having some troubles down here. Looks like my whole system froze up here on the timing sheets here. You'll have to excuse me for 1 minute, folks. I'm gonna have to try and see if I can get that fixed here. I mean, I know there's a time and a place for the Glitchcraft gremlins to pop their faces around here, but I didn't think it'd be right now, though. Definitely a bit of a bad time, if you ask me. Alright, I think we might have got it fixed here. Well, we got it working again, but which one do we have working? That's the question I'm going to try to figure out. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, folks, we've got a problem on our end. We've got a bit of a glitch going on with the overlay stream, so we're gonna just have to work with what we got here, guys. I'm sorry to say, but I don't know what the heck happened here. Everything just kind of went dark on me, so you're gonna have to probably see the cameras moving around a little bit less than usual, so I'm sorry to say, but I can only work with so much here, so you'll have to excuse me on my Gorilla Sal camera movement. Laps winding down right now, still only a couple more laps left to go here. Field working their way off here as the 76 of Caleb Forsythe going down there with Garth Snyder in the 88 and the 56 of John Thacker also in that hunt. Charging through the corners here, laps starting to wind down, time starting to fade off here, and I think we may have a slight problem on our ends here. problem on our hands here. Okay. Oh, we got a bigger problem going on down there. Oh, Janzik wrecked it right out of turn number 3. Whoa. Caution lights are out. That's caution right there. And down John Dacker getting right in there with him. Well, better time than anything to really get the PTM Instant Replay up while I go ahead and try to figure out what the heck is going on here with our stuff. I swear before we went live here tonight, guys, the equipment was working alright, just fine. Take a look at it here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PTM Instant Replay now as we get things fixed up here. Holy smokes, just all of a sudden that one came out of nowhere here, but Janzik gets taken to the shadow realm and gets a huge hit off from the Thacker here, and I'm not sure what the heck happened exactly, but we'll just take a look at it. See the build up. You can see Janzik, he brings it right back out on the track, and the good news is he came out of pit road. But all of a sudden everything kind of went crazy on him there. And looks like Janzik actually brought it down. That's a big mistake. That might have been the biggest mistake he's made all day long, to say the least. Okay, whoa. And the 40. All of a sudden, things just turned upside down for him and his crew. So that glitch is still up. Okay, great. Yeah, I apologize again for the noise background, guys, there. Yeah, I have no idea what the heck happened. I cannot tell any laps right now. So, guys, give me about 2 seconds. I've got an idea, and I'll be right back.
The following announcement has been paid for by the NPR.
In a league known for close racing and exciting results, stand one team that is different. One team that has set the bar to average. That team is Mid-Pack Racing. When other teams win on the track, there is one team that wins in the after party. That team is NPR. So tune in Tuesdays, and watch NPR battle for their place on top of the bell curve. NPR, because 10th through 19th has a 1 in it too. NPR.
And I just now got word there is no sound. I called all that racing action with no sound up. Sorry about that, guys. I completely did not even know there was no sound going on. Everything's breaking up on my end, and I don't know what's going on. It's the first time in so long I've had this happen. I called all that action and literally nothing, so. Well, Charles Whitehead got kind of caught off guard and kind of caught into a bit of a bad spot there with the 51, and unfortunately a tough break there for him and a bit of a bad shootout position here. Laps will continue to wind down. Time's starting to fade off, and things are going to get a little bit crazier down here, I will say the least. Let's take it down, try to talk with some of these guys here and have a listen in, see what is going on down there with these drivers and what is going on with the track here. Looks like Steve Blake, actually the one we're going to bring in, is going to go ahead and pit it in pit road. So that'll kind of leave us be there for this one. See if we can maybe talk with William Mann Jr. He was kind of caught off guard earlier on there in that one little spot, so we'll see what the Man Beast has to say from 3 Wide Motorsports here. As he joins us in now, race fans, here is the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. And Man Beast, I know things been kind of wild on our end tonight, but you've definitely been in a few wild spots too. How's it been here in the 29?
Good, man. Glad we had that long run. I conserved a lot of fuel and got the P2 for that late caution. So we're still up here in the top 10. The guys in front of us have a little bit older tires, so man, we'll just see. It's gonna be a shootout at the end. Hopefully we keep it green, keep it exciting, you know. Make a little run for fun at the end. Pedal to the metal, let's do it.
You did make a little bit of a run here before here actually at Auto Club, because the last time you were here, as I mentioned before, there was a group of guys that you ran with that actually had a bit of a fight there and a half coming to the end and coming to the wire. You think there was going to be one more chance at that today?
Oh yeah, well Craig, he got involved in that wreck, and he's hungry for another championship, and he's coming from the rear with EOL and fresh tires, so there's going to be hell to pay him coming through, so it's going to be very interesting here at the end.
It certainly will indeed, but again, there is a lot more action to go and still plenty of racing to be had. Thank you again for everything, Man Beast. We appreciate your time here, bud.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. coming on the call, coming on the line with us here on PTM Racing TV from 3 White Motorsports crew. So now, should have about 11 laps when we get to the restart zone here. Double filing back up and get them back underway. Is everything working okay on your guys' end now? Can you hear sound? Can everything sound okay? It was bad enough that we lost our usual overlay system, then everything else just kind of tore us apart. Field is in a fever pitch. They are in an absolute war zone right now. Every single one of these drivers can walk away with a win and a half here. They can walk away with some championship gold if you're in the top 4. Nobody will be left unscathed. Nobody will be left untouched around this part of the track. Who is the one to scam all? Who is the one to take all thy by now? We're about to find out. Off of the corners of number 4. Those that went into pit road have the advantage, while those that stayed on out will have to fight it out with the best of them. Green flag back out, 11 left. 11 laps remaining here. Lorenzo trying to do something on the outside, giving it everything she's got, coming to do what they can do. Harris, though, on the inside is not going to give his teammate any breathing room, not going to give him any chances here. Janzik is back on the lead lap as well, so if he can find a way around this entire field, he can do what he did at Richmond last night and just muscle and pound this entire field into the ground. Will he be able to get there, though? Lorenzo right now at this moment is driving for everything he's got to hold his teammate back while everybody behind him is in a fever pitch dream of just hard racing and hard charging. Eli the Wild Child has literally been quiet all day long, but now he is literally on the back burners and on the fight zone to take this one over. He is muscling, charging, giving her everything she's got, and then some to get to this field, to get to this playing area. Lorenzo relying on Brad Patton to be his saving grace, his big point, his big skill out point. Hoping for everything and anything he can. They'll work their way on down, moving the chains in a little bit, the field doing what they can do to hold on. On the end of the corner strips, down on the front straightaway though, it is Christopher M. Hill moving inside line with the 99. He's going to try to pull one last spoiler move on the entire field here. Lorenzo, here he comes now. One more time by off of turn number 2, and this time by nearly a car length has an advantage over Harris. Harris by about a car length and a half is falling further and further back. He's got to do something. He's got to get some help, or he's got to start pushing this thing a little bit harder. He could be being patient here and waiting till the last 3 or 4 laps before he goes for the ultimate some moves, but is that enough time? I think he's not going to wait any longer. Christopher M. Hill now engaged. 3 wide salute, and then turn number 1 and 2. Christopher M. Hill with a huge crossover dive bomb down the bottom and swings it right past everybody. Oh my! Running it right through the back straightaway, never had lifted up, never gave anything in. Now it's time for Harris to possibly make the same move happen on Lorenzo. He stays towards the middle though, he doesn't want to go to the bottom. He's still trying to save tires, he's still trying to save the car up for it. But the guys behind him are being awfully impatient here, not really caring too much about what the leaders are up to. These final 7 laps determine the fates of every single driver involved. There is a packed, stacked, racked field of mayhem and carnage coming their way if they're not careful here. 3 wide and saluting yet again. Every single one of them just holding the line down, holding the throttle in, giving her everything they've got. No care in the world, no need, no how, no worries there. Just let it sink, let it stick, and just bring it in. Through the fight zone, though, you can see there's some drivers also kind of making their way around. Look out for the Wild Child as he's now starting to clip some drivers. The defending champion is in a fever pitch dream, just trying to hold on. Janzik too far back right now. He may not have enough time to get in this one. He may have just cooked his goose a little too much. But coming out of turn number 2, a rare bobble by Boyd Hagen. Hagen bobbles off turn 2, actually right into the corner panel of the 90 of Fortshell. A rare bobble by him. You would not have expected him to do that, but he did. Caution flag is out. Lorenzo's wrecked. Lorenzo's wrecked. Lorenzo wrecked out on the turn 3. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What on earth happened here? I'm not saying nothing until I see this replay. Look right here. And look at the move by Harris. The biggest break maybe of his career right there just came in the form of the Mullen Man getting in there with Lorenzo. I know they're teammates and all that, but I mean, if you're Harris, you have to feel this one being a little bittersweet, knowing that he's got a chance of a lifetime to now strike it big and strike it hard. This is unbelievable. Look at Lawrence. He shouldn't have turned up, and it looked like he just overcorrected, got it too far up top side into the 77. I don't know. I don't know if it was he overcorrected or what happened exactly. I'm going to do one last look here because I'd want to take a close look at that wheel. When he went into the turn, did he grab a hold to try to help? Who knows? Let's see now here. No, that wheel was turning. You can see he was trying to back it down. It was just a heat of the moment thing. It was not what he wanted to do, obviously. He wanted to let these drivers run it out respectfully as can be, and that definitely is a good showing by him. But unfortunately for Lorenzo, he got the short end of that stick. Now, a green-white checker is in order. James Harris, Eli Childs. They're separated out by 2 positions, by 3 positions. Childs will have the inside line. Harris will have the outside line. And Janzik is back in 8th. He's got one last chance. This, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't even know where to go with this one. Everything that could have gone wrong or could have gone right has gone wrong or gone right for these drivers tonight. And even on our end, apparently the Glitchcraft for Gremlins had nothing to say other than just bad things because they completely tore up all our equipment, tore up all our stuff. This right here is a Final 4 shootout, and unfortunately for Lorenzo, unless he can find a way to just absolutely hammer down and muscle this thing across the field, his championship hopes may have come to an end. A green-white checkered is coming up here, race fans. Who is it gonna be, though? Harris, you would think, is in the proverbial catbird spot, but the problem is for him, Childs has been doing the same thing he did last season. In the last race at Kansas, remember, he saved fuel, he saved his line, he did everything he had to just right. This right here is exactly what he wanted. This is exactly what he needed. And even the man beast, William Mann Jr., who was so close last season to get that first win at Kansas, he used a fuel run mileage per gauge to get to almost get to victory lane. He came up one corner short. It could be his game. It could be anyone up front with like Fornshell or Taylor. But they all have to find a way to knock down maybe one of the toughest drivers that come from the Fast and Fun series, and Christopher M. Hill. Him and Boyd Hoggett this entire season have been running rampage all over these guys and these drivers from start to finish. This could be another scenario popping up right here and now. Who is it going to be? Who will be the championship winner? We're about to find out. A season championship is out on the line here. They've got a time to start. Off of corner number 4. Awaiting the final green flag possibly of this season. Championship on the line. Who wants it more? Childs literally just got a little bit of help and a lot of love from the boys behind him. Look at him sneak his way in the inside. Now here comes the number 9 one more time, looking to defend the title. The title is on the line. He's trying to get Harris. Harris goes down low. He's swerving. He's swinging. He needs to get 4 good corners. First, he's got to get through these first 2 sets. Childs did this last time. Will he get him again? Harris trying to hold on. White flag is out this time by Christopher M. Hill is going to take the white flag for him and Blackstone Management Racing Team. But Harris and Childs are in a dead scruffle fight out here. They're trying to get through the field as well, maybe to fight it off with them. Childs right on the door, right on the rear end of Harris. Harris needs to block. Harris needs to block. He's going to go down low. He's going to try to get Hill's run here. Boyd Hawkins going to get a trap though from Childs. One more run down on the corner 3. Who's it going to be? Who will take it home? They'll fire him down one more time by off of turn 4. Childs going down low. No. Harris blocks it to the finish line. Christopher M. Hill will win it, and James Harris will be a season champion! Childs could not defend the title, but I think he can say he went out swinging. For the first time in his career, Harris can finally say he's knocked them all off. The Truck Series Championship and now the Cup Series Championship belongs to the Marauder, James Harris. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Christopher M. Hill may have won the battle, but James Harris tonight, he did something a little bit more. He won the war. He's talked about this moment for so long. He's been waiting for this moment for so many times, so many places. This one, I guarantee you, meant more than anything to that number 4. Harris did everything in his power tonight just to win this one out. And now, just like back in 1992, he's going to do something Alan Kulwicki made famous. It's time for a Polish lap around the track. I would try to show you guys the top finishers, the drivers here tonight, but unfortunately I don't even have a way to do that. Everything on my end is shot. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying everything I can, but there's not a whole lot we can do. We may have to go back and actually re-record some of this footage here. I'll put that up on the YouTube end later, but yeah, believe me when I say it, I'm not too thrilled right now with our overlay system here. But I'll guarantee you one thing is for sure, the Marauder James Harris is extremely thrilled with this one and happy to end this one on the highest of notes. He wins it here at Auto Club. It's time to talk with the top 3. Here and now with me is the Eli, the Wild Childs, and Childs. I know this one was a bit of a wild one from the get-go and a bit of a wild race from start to finish, but the news for you, at least, you came out swinging to defend that championship, and it came down to the final corner just like a season ago between you and Harris.
Yeah, the beginning of the race, I thought we had a 0 shot. Setup changed dramatically from what we'd been practicing the last few days, but we worked our way back up, persevered, and I think another lap we would have had Harris. He was kind of throwing some blocks there, and at the end of the day, I didn't want to wreck him. He kind of gave it to me last year by not holding me up, and you know, like I say, if I wrecked him, we probably both end up wrecked, and neither one of us wanted that, so.
At the end of the day, I know this still meant a lot to you, though. I know you had a lot of high hopes, high family running right by you on this one to the end, and it was definitely a wild race to call, and believe me when I say it was a wild one to deal with as well. So, as we kind of try to call out this crazy night here, Childs, I got to ask you, man, who do you want to thank you for this season and this final 3rd place finish today?
Like I said in the beginning, Jess and the girls for putting up with me racing every Tuesday night. Champion for being the sponsor on my car in the league, 3 seasons strong now. Mad came aboard tonight. Hannah and Cash, we tried to get it, so close. A little disappointed that we couldn't get it for them. Kevin Kirscher, he's kind of the brain behind all this, lets us come out here and do this and put on a good show for everyone.
For sure.
And PTM for and you, Chris, for doing this. I think I'll owe you vodka and lemonade here someday.
If you owe me the vodka and lemonade, I'll buy the chicken and fries. How about that?
Hey man, it works for me.
Giles, thank you so much for your time, man. What a way to defend the championship off, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
The Wild Childs comes up 3rd place here tonight. We're going to go ahead and talk with our race winner tonight as Christopher M. Hill puts it in to victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, he joins me now here, the 99 in victory lane here before we bring in the season champion, Chris, this was honestly, like I just told Eli, this was one of our wild race to calls, not just from the race side of things, but also from our broadcast end. And just this one overall, I feel like just meant a lot to you and your crew, and you definitely had to put up a good number here to hang in there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a race of ups and downs. Everybody was kind of on different tire strategies, and it was a lot of chaos, a lot of passing, and track position was never safe.
It never was safe, but it was never in disregard as you continue to kind of hang on there from start to finish. I have to ask you, though, on those last bit of runs here, you seemed like you just had so much more tire and more pressure on the car. I mean, how did that hold up so well for you?
Overall, just the car's balance was insane. The first run of the race there, we had all kinds of grip. I mean, we were hauling after 5-10 laps. We were able to break draft and go away. So I knew when we got back behind 10th, 11th with fresher tires, just had to kind of pick and choose our battles and had keep the tires on it for the last couple of restarts, and inevitably was enough tire to get to the lead and win the race.
For sure there. Well, Chris, as you walk away with the final race win here out the season, I know this one meant a lot to you and your Blackstone Management Racing team. Who do you want to thank you for this one?
Got to thank everybody on Blackstone Management. Everybody at Legacy Esports puts work in on the setups. AC Avalanche, Blaster, Reaper Speed Lab, Curb Records, Blackstone Management again. I mean, they do so much for us. Really can't thank them enough. And thanks for you guys for putting on the show. And congrats to James on the championship.
Absolutely. Well, Chris, I definitely appreciate coming on board throughout the season, man. Best of wishes and luck to you and the Blackstone Management Racing team for next season. We thank you for everything, man.
No problem. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher M. Hill coming away here tonight with the race win. But at last, it's been a long, long, long time coming. But it's time for James Marauder Harris to take his place. He is your season champion here and now. James, first off, congratulations from all of us here at PTM Racing TV. Second off, you've been talking over and over about this one for the many months and even a couple years now. At last, this one belongs to you, sir. I think he might have audio troubles down there. He may have broke his radio, folks. Hold on. Let's see if we can try to get him mic'd up here, folks. Hold on a minute. James, you got us, bud? I think he legitimately might have got his mic broken. Oh, boy. Let's see. We'll get it. We're going to talk with him one way or another. I got a couple ways to talk with him. Don't worry, folks. If he can't get it done here in about 2 seconds, I'm going to get him on the... We'll get another mic on him here, folks. Give me 1 sec.
Hey, Chris. James is having mic trouble. He's trying to get it fixed right now.
Yep, that's why actually we're just trying to get a hold of him now another way. James, you got a copy, bud? Yeah, well, I was going to get a hold of you one way or another, bud. How you doing?
Pretty good. I don't know what happened, man. I was sitting there talking to Eli and Brad about the race, and the mic just quit. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's all right. At least we got it working for you. So, did you catch anything we said there, or you want us to repeat?
I was freaking out about my mic, so could you repeat it?
Yep, we'll repeat. So, it's been a long time coming, months, weeks, years in advance, really. You've been talking about this. You and I have kind of mentioned it before, and at last, this is the one you wanted. You got that Truck Series win, which meant a lot to you, but now the championship belonging to you in the Cup. You've been the runner-up a couple times here on the show, but now the bridesmaid no longer. How's it feel, brother?
I can't say, man. I'm just like, I'm shaking. I'm so happy, you know. It's been a long time coming. You know, we've had some good, I think it's our 4th season, and finished second in, I think, the first one we finished second, third, second, and I was beginning to wonder if it was ever going to happen. You know, we didn't get a race win this year, but we were extremely consistent, and we were there at the end when it mattered. I feel very, very bad for my teammate Brian because he was really, really good tonight, and you know, it's unfortunate he got taken out there near the end because I think we were going to have a pretty good battle for the win.
You certainly were indeed. You two had a tremendous battle there for about 15 or 20 laps in, left to go. And everything just kind of unfortunately had an unfaltering situation there off turn 3. But you were able to avoid that. And I said on the broadcast, I said that may be your move of the night that actually got you into this proverbial spot. And it did indeed. as you held off Childs there on the final laps. What was going through your mind there?
Man, I got my mic working back, by the way. I was kind of concerned because Eli is he's like Matt Kenseth. He rides around most of the race and he shows up at the end. And all I was thinking about was Kansas last season when on that last run, I didn't fight him hard enough and I just kind of let him go. And I think that's what cost me the championship last year. So I saw him coming and he had a good draft from I think it was Boyd behind him. But coming out 3 and 4, I was like, he ain't gonna pass me. I was blocking him as much as I could, and then right across start finish line, man, we just beat him by about 10 feet, and it was fun.
It was fun indeed. It was crazy to call, and James, I know this one meant a lot to you, so you probably got a laundry list of drivers to go ahead and people think they were this one. So why don't you go ahead and give it all you want, brother?
Yeah, first and foremost, let me thank my beautiful, sexy, and wonderful wife, Courtney, for allowing me to buy all this crap that you need for iRacing and then spend so much time in here away from her and my son Cooper. Let me thank Eli. He's been a great friend to me the last 2 years since we started iRacing almost basically together at the same time. We met through iRacing, we've met in real life, and he's been one hell of a friend to me. And Kevin Kirscher with Blackstone Management for putting all of us together. He's been amazing. So as the sponsors, Champion Power Equipment, those guys are awesome. They respond and talk to me on Twitter. So as Green Mountain Grills, I want to thank them a lot for being on my car and my truck, and also sponsoring our truck league. All the admins in Cup, we work hard together. Sometimes we argue, sometimes we fight, but we got a good admin group here, and this league has grown to what it is today, and we've got great plans for the future. I'm excited about it. And also PTM, we've been with you guys for, I believe, about 1.5 years now, and we just love what you do, Chris, and we love the PTM broadcast, and it's amazing, man. We're about to go have some fun here in a second.
Get a few beers, get a few drinks on me, and celebrate with your family and your friends, man. You've earned this one, and it's been a long time coming. Harris, from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, as we sign off tonight, congratulations, sir. Well worth the effort, and you definitely have earned every bit of this one.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you. It's Miller time.
It is Miller time indeed. Race fans, season champion, the Marauder, James Harris. Alright, race fans, as I try to get rid of my technical difficulties, I hope tomorrow night will be a little bit easier, and we may go back and redo some of this footage, but thank you again to Champion Power Equipment for everything this season. Without them, this league would not have been able to go apart as well as it did. A big thank you to them, as thank you to everyone that tuned on in, everyone that came on the board here with the show. And even stuck out with me from the beginning here with these issues we started up tonight. And I promise you, if you're just tuning in for the first time, we never had this happen. This is one of the first times I've had it happen in a very, very long time. So I promise you, tomorrow night we will have everything set and ready to go. And I promise you, you will be definitely ready for this one. So, race fans, as I sign off with this tonight, please take care of yourself. Be good. I'll see you very, very soon tomorrow night.